Should we turn on the,
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Oh,
that's probably a good position. And then I can go on my phone and see if I can hear anything. All right. Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Is Gabby not coming today?
No, she had a big project she's working on.
That big project was sadly not our game.
Yeah, she was really sorry she couldn't help you with that.
Yeah, it happens. I'm not gonna hold a grudge or anything. Shall we go ahead and freeze the screen so they don't see this?
Yes.
Actually, wait, let's still go show the live stream stuff on here. Wait a minute.
Huh?
You'll still see it on the live stream over here.
No, well,
Oh yeah, right, because that's just a camera.
Yeah.
I thought I was sharing the screen.
and then it'll kick me out of the live stream. Okay, is it still going?
Let's see. I'll get it back to live. Yep, it's still going.
Got it. All right, well, if anybody else shows up, then they can just show up when they want. So I'm just gonna do a really quick presentation. I did this last semester about publishing as like an indie dev and just like getting started in the industry. And figured I'd just reuse this presentation for everybody who wasn't here last semester. So to start off, I want to say there's like big benefits to either being like a full-time job where you're employed like by a company working for somebody or doing your own thing compared to having it as a hobby and just making some side money or just doing it for fun. And both of those can like lead to other connections. So either of them is really valid. It just depends on, you know, how serious you are. I have here some like pros and cons of both of them. And we just want to like provide like you to be aware about both of these options while you're here. So here's some more info that I wrote. If you work for a company job, you'll get like benefits, either like state or company benefits, depending on like who you work for. But it's a very good reason to get a job with a company because they'll like get you insured, and you can have like time off and you get bonuses at like Christmas and stuff like that. And it's lesser time required, like going and getting your job, because once you are in like a company job, then they'll just give you everything to do and you don't have to worry about like, oh, where's my next paycheck coming from, right? Whereas if you're an independent contractor, then you have no benefits and you have to worry a lot more about where your next job is coming from, but you can be a lot more lenient about what work you take. And also, as an independent contractor, you have to worry about like your taxes, because if you get like a check from somebody who you're working with, then they don't get any taxes taken out of that. Then it's on you to figure out what taxes you owe back to the government, and you have to pay all of those back at the end of the year. So if you spend all of the money that you make from your paychecks throughout the year, and then you get to next year and the government is like, hey, where's my money? And you spent all your money, you're like, well, here's the thing, I don't have any money right now. So that's the one real negative of being an independent contractor, just to be aware of. If you are getting more in depth into independent contracting, make an LLC. And what that can allow you to do is like purchase like equipment that will help you do your work. Like if you need a PC with an intensive graphics card, then you can purchase like that PC with your graphics card, and you can put your money into it. Or actually, you don't have to spend your money on that computer or that graphics card. And when your like company goes under, if it does, then nothing bad will happen to you. Like your credit score won't go down. Like you won't have like debt collectors coming after you, but they can like repo your PC, right? So it gives you a lot more freedom, but it's a lot more to worry about. Doing everything yourself is pretty much impossible. Like there are some people who do it, like Toby Fox. I know like his success story is infamous, right? But it's like not really sustainable. And I like wouldn't recommend you doing it like once you graduate, because it's just a lot of work. You're not going to be making a lot of money. And I highly recommend you like get some skills, like making some other money first, before you really like dive deep on a project where you're doing everything by yourself. And then you also get no benefits, and you have to pay taxes back yourself. And there's just like no promise of money. So it's really scary doing everything yourself. Whereas making your own studio is also pretty scary, but it's a little bit more secure. You're like hiring other people, so you don't have to do all of the marketing, all of the like website creation, all of like the music creation, or whatever else you're not like specifically qualified in your own terms to do. And if you have like a really novel idea on a video game, I think that could be a really good way for students like us to get started. And you can avoid a lot of fees and taxes by like starting a company, rather than investing your own money into things. And do nonprofit, because it's a little bit better. You can look up like the benefits of being for-profit or nonprofit, but being like a nonprofit organization gives you a lot more like leniency in like the benefits that you have starting your own studio. So due to like fees and cuts and everything else that goes on with publishing games online, it's like not feasible that you're like gonna make enough to survive like just making games. I know this is like sounding scary, but there's like a lot of other options out there, and I just want you to be aware that like the dream is possible, but just like maybe not in the way that you're thinking right now. So broaden out, and like I know a lot of especially game companies today make only like a fraction of their sales on the actual sale of the game that they make. Everything else they like make through microtransactions, through stuff like merchandise, like events for the game, like competitions and stuff like that. And so there's a lot that like goes into making money through games without just selling games. Yeah, and like most artists and organization like make all of their money on other stuff. I would really recommend going to events and meeting people and talking with people. There's like tons of stuff around the United States on the East Coast if you're willing to travel like just a little bit. And there's still a lot of like, especially esports tournaments. I know it doesn't seem like something that would be great for developers, but it actually really is, because it gets you like a chance to see like what people want to play. And there's a lot of developers that like go to see like the tournaments for their own games, and you can meet some of them. A 1099 I think I just explained this a little bit, but like, if you make, so if you make like just a little bit of money in the year, like less than $600 within a year on making a game, like you say, you make a game, you sell it for $20 a person, and you get like 10 people to buy your game, right? You don't actually have to report that to the government. You can just take all that money yourself. You don't have to like pay taxes on it. However, if you do, then you have to fill out a form, send it to the government. And there is like definitely a threshold beyond 600 to like when the government is going to like write you a letter saying, hey, we didn't see any taxes from you this year. What's up with that? But yeah, taxes in 1099s are typically like between 20 and 40%, which is a lot more than something like a company job would get you, where you have like maybe 5% like federal tax and like 15% like state or whatever. And also you can lead to tax write-offs. So if you do buy a PC or like a new graphics card to help you make your games, then you can say, okay, well, this graphics card was actually like a business expense, and now I can like take the $300 that it cost me to do this off of my money that I made this year, and then so you're like reducing the amount. And if you can like get it, let's say like you make $900 and you spend like $300 on a graphics card, and you can say, okay, well, actually this graphics card was a tax write-off. I don't have to pay anything this year. So that's just one way that it could really help you. I'm sorry, I'm like rambling a little bit, but moving on. I already explained benefits a little bit, but yeah, like common ones include golden overtime, which is really, really great these days if you can get it, where you get double the amount of your hourly rate if you go over like a number of hours in a day. And yeah, matching your retirement contribution is a really, really good one too to be aware of. I already explained nonprofit a little bit. It's just to stay alive, right? And by stay alive means you can you can pay all of your employees, including yourself. So starting a nonprofit doesn't mean that you won't make any money. It just means that your company isn't like stepping up drastically. Like you can still put more money into your company and get bigger and pay all your employees without having to say you're for profit. And then if you're nonprofit, then you get a lot more benefits. So an LLC, here's some info about it. Protects you from like legal stuff that's not so fun. And then you can also get a whole bunch of tax benefits from it. And it's not great that millionaires do this, but LLCs are designed for people like you and me who are just getting started and need that little bit of edge to get out of like paying a huge sum of money just for starting your own business. So I would recommend you just get started doing stuff in our club. It's a really good opportunity, and the more you make, the better chances you have of having something that you can show to an employer. Decide like what your preferences are, like how long you typically like working and when you like working. If you work best at nights at home, then maybe you should think more about independent contracting. Whereas if you like going in the morning and getting all your work done and then just going home in the afternoon and having the rest of the day off, then you should definitely think about getting more of a company job. And I say set low goals here. I've changed it a little bit. I think you should always set high goals for yourself, but also set low goals. So you have like a big goal that you can tune your low goals to, so you can achieve everything easier. So yes, a lot of the skills and like competency in game development, I think comes a lot just with knowledge and with time, with hard work, and to always like take the next step up if you can get it. And that's what I got. So thank you. I know it was a pretty quick one. I was trying to like rush through it since there's not a lot of people here, and just trying to get you all out and working on your game jams. So thank you for coming by.
Thanks.
I'm gonna stop this. Does anybody have any questions?